You are going to the game on Saturday, and I'm very upset because I'm not going. Um, but it's a great day to be a Mets fan. David Wright is being inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame. There's going to be a lot of tears in that stand, in those stands. I don't know where you're going to be, but you better get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Be a lot of grown men crying. So thoughts? How do you think it's gonna go? Um, Obviously we'll talk about the leak as well, but thoughts on David Wright finally getting his due uh, to be inducted in the Mets Hall of Fame, and you know just your expectations of what you think is is gonna be the atmosphere there for Saturday.
Yeah, definitely projecting to be a very emotional day, a very packed stadium.
Yeah.
He is Mr. Met, people say all the time. Um, just like his story being with the Mets, his whole career was he was like if you talking about like finding a guy and like how come we didn't get like he was like that
Mm-hmm.
superstar uh, player for us and the numbers that he put up like to have like the 30 years.
Oh yeah, until they moved to Yellowstone Park.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's true. But just watching him like grow up, he was my favorite player. Um, he was like the player that kind of whenever I went to a Met game with my dad and my brothers, like I'm always have my eye on him. Even though I was in the left lower left right field
Yeah.
side, but just like going across the stadium watching him play like with his tongue out doing that throw over to first base, I was always so excited. And we used to go a lot to spring training,
Poor St.
and
Lucie.
yeah, that one day he was signing autographs. Obviously, all the kids rushed over to him, so there had to be a crowd like 100 people. My dad, I was probably around 8 years old. My dad lifted me up with all his strength and throwing me in the crowd. I'm getting crushed by people. I have my little hand out trying to reach through, and I lock eyes with him. I don't know how he saw me because I just literally had eyes
Yeah.
like through this crowd. And he locked eyes with me, took off his batting glove and signed it and handed it to me. And
Oh.
that was like I would say like the best day of my life to be recognized by that guy I see down on the field
Yeah.
and he's face to face, and so that was always like a great memory.
Did
So
he say anything or he just handed it to you?
I just said thank you because he was busy signing
Yeah.
everything. Just so he said like locked us, and that was it. So I was like thank you, and then went home on the plane that we were leaving. Like after we stopped by, so we went on the plane and had my batting glove and showing it to everybody. So but it's like put that away, put that away. People can steal it. So, but I'm definitely very very excited. It was a game that you know it was hard to go to because its tickets are very expensive,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a once in a lifetime
Absolutely.
opportunity to be there and have his number be revealed in left field corner. So, but yeah, I'm just very, very amped to go. So,
Yeah. I am. I wish I can go. Listen, I might just. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah. I mean, look. When you talk about somebody who embodied being a Met, it was David Wright.
mm-hmm.
Like he is our Don Mattingly. He played most of his career on teams that weren't that great. And he showed up every day, answered every question, took accountability every day. Um, I remember when he was a free agent and there was some rumblings that, he might have left to go to the Phillies. I never believed that. I always believed that it was just more about leverage for his agent. I don't think he ever was going to leave the Mets. And the reason why I know that for sure is how that contract was structured. He had so much deferred money in that contract because he wanted to keep flexibility for them to be able to continue to build the team. If it wasn't for David Wright, and his unselfishness, we don't have the flexibility to be able to build that contender in 2015. And he was a shell of himself at that point because of the spinal stenosis, right? But for a guy to be able to continue to work as hard as he did, to be able to just try to contribute any way he could, just shows this character about how much he cared about this team, this organization, this fan base. You know, there will never be another David Wright for me. He was a guy that was headed to Cooperstown had he not gotten hurt. And it's the same thing for Don Mattingly, right? Like I think Don Mattingly's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? Or he's not in the Hall of Fame? I think he might be borderline. But, you know, it's one of those things where it's just like, you know,
He's not.
Yeah. I think he got hurt earlier than he was able to accumulate more numbers. But what he did for us, man, will never be forgotten. I sat Metropolitan section, third base line, every time I went to a Mets game, and that was 50 times a year for 10 years. So that's a guy that made me proud to be a Mets fan. I didn't become a Mets fan because of David Wright. I was a Mets fan before, but he made me be proud to be a Mets fan. No matter how bad we were, no matter how dark things got, you can always count on David Wright to be there and to answer those questions and to lead the pack and to just be the example of what a baseball player is. You know, so, you know, I'm extremely happy for him. Extremely happy for the fans that are going to be in attendance to be able to see that. And I'll be watching. If I'm not there, I'll be watching. But I might have to, you know, steal a couple of kids' money. And,
Prices are going down.
yeah. We're going to figure it out. Okay? We're going to figure it out.